Hey, welcome back to Subi's Kitchen. Today I'm making golden milk that's made with turmeric and now also some ginger root, but I'm using fresh turmeric root, which is very anti-inflammatory. It's a big hot item right now. All right, now this is the turmeric root. This is what it looks like before it's peeled. And the reason why I'm wearing gloves is you see how bright orange it is? It could stain your skin, and I'm going to church and I don't want to have orange hands, so that's why I'm doing it. Okay, so I just used a knife and I peeled it off. And then this is a piece of ginger root that I also just scraped off the peel. Now, in this recipe, it calls for 1-inch knob of turmeric. That's it. Okay. Let's see. So I'm just going to grate it, but I am using the bigger grater, because basically in the recipe you can mash it up with a mortar and pestle if you have one, or you could put it in a high-powered blender such as a Vitamix, which I have, and that's probably normally what I would do. Now this is bigger than a 1-inch knob, that's why I didn't cut the whole thing or grate the whole thing. And I'm just going to put it in my saucepan. But if you don't have a mortar and pestle, you don't have a Vitamix, you can just do this. Now, this is not an ad for Vitamix, but it is money very well spent. I've had one for a while and I love it. Because normally what I would do is I would just heat it in the Vitamix as well. I wouldn't even, because the friction of the Vitamix is so high that it actually heats it up. It's pretty amazing. So I'm putting this in here. Okay, the grated ginger root and the turmeric. Now this is just coconut milk. This is actually this kind you can buy So brand. I think this is a different brand, but it's just a plain one. And then I'm adding that into there. Now if you don't have fresh turmeric root, because you can't just buy it in every grocery store like you can ginger, you can actually use 2 teaspoons of the turmeric powder, which is on the recipe. Now I'm putting in a dash of cayenne pepper, which sounds a little bit strange, but I like, oops, that's not the right one. That's not open yet. Here's one that's already open. I like a little kick. And if I had some fresh nutmeg, I would be putting that in there as well. But I lent my nutmeg melt to my neighbor last night, so I'll get it back later. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put this on the heat. Okay, and I'm gonna put it on about medium-high. Okay, I can actually take my gloves off now. Put it on medium-high, and then I'm just gonna let it get frothy, heated through and frothy. And then when it gets a little bubbly around the edges and warm, I'm gonna turn it off, and I'm gonna put the lid on, because then that's gonna let it steep for about 10 minutes to let all the turmeric and the ginger root really infuse the liquid. Okay, so then what I'll do is I'll show you at the end, we're gonna add some honey. And first we're gonna strain it through a strainer, because I have all those pieces. We don't want that in there. Unless you're using the high power blender, maybe like a Ninja or a Vitamix or something, and it becomes smooth, you don't need to strain it. All right, so we'll be back in a minute when it's all hot and bubbly. All right, so now it's getting frothy. I'm gonna turn it off and put the lid on. And leave it for 10 minutes. I'll move it aside because that burner will still be on. All right, so now I'm just straining it into a cup. And you'd think I should get a new strainer because this looks pretty old. All right, and there's a little leftover. I could put it in another cup. And I'm gonna try it. It's good. All right, next time on Subi's Kitchen.